Hello, this is Bud. This lesson is a designer tip to help you remember the keyboard edge of your design as you work on it. I brought up designer, and first off what I've got to do is lay out the size of my board. Let's say it's 30 inches long, 14 inches wide, 10 inches thick. Here's my board. Okay, I'm just going to take the grid lines. Well, I'm going to leave them on there for a minute. Sorry about that. I'm just going to bring this thing up larger so that we can get a better view. First off, we're going to text, and this is the remember part. I'm going to click up here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to work in these top two quadrants, or two grid squares, which are ½ inch apart, or ½ inch in size. So I click on the T, and I'm just going to click someplace in that area. I really don't care what text I'm using. Right now it's on shell. I can go get what I want. I'm partial to Times New Roman for a lot of things, so we'll just do that. Might as well learn what we can as we go along here. Times New Roman. Okay, I want my letters spaced about a 10 or a 12. That way I don't have any overlap. I want to use center line. And I'm just going to type in here, keyboard. I'm going to type it a couple times, just a couple spaces. This is just overkill. Okay, and this is there. Now what I want to do is I want to draw it down so I know it's just in those two squares or less, but I want it right there, and I actually want it over this way to where I can lock it to the center. It's the distance from the center is not that important, other than the fact that I want it to be to the left of center slightly, and I'm going to lock it to the edge of the board. So I'll make this a 0. Okay, let's make it a little bit more. That's actually where the brass roller is, so it's not a big deal in that respect. Okay, so I can accept that. Okay, so let's go back to this kind of view. Now what I'm going to do is go to layout, and I'm going to mirror this horizontally. And let's see why it didn't show up. There it is, okay. Oh, let's see now, let's assign the 60-degree B bit. There it is. So now on my design, I have the word keyboard. And the reason I'm doing this is, let's say, as an example, let's just zoom out all the way, that I want to work on this board in the opposite direction because I want to make something that's longer, but I want it to be an upright type thing. Example, I want to come in here and put a pattern like this lion. And I've got to turn it because I want it rotated 90 degrees. And now whatever I'm doing, I'm standing on my head to try to figure it out. So if I hold down Control and use my or use my right mouse button, I can turn this board until it's not perfect, but it's in the direction I want. Then I can use the square icon, and now my board is oriented the way I want it. And I could have done that before I brought in the pattern, and I'll show you the difference. Let's throw away this pattern, and let's go back and get it again and put it in here. Okay, so now I know I have to rotate it because I might have forgotten that before. Flip and rotate. And there it is. But let's see what happens on text. Let's just type the word testing. And accept it. Okay, so I need to rotate this as well. To get it going the right direction. And I can make this bigger. Come on. But I always know where the keyboard is, so I know which way I'm laying this thing out, and that's what I want to do. If I draw a line, the line is exactly right. If I draw an oval, maybe I want something down here. Now come on, let's go back, get the oval. And make it a carve area, just to prove it. Okay. If I draw an arc, and assign a V-bit or something. Let's just do this. I mean, all we're doing is playing anyway. Okay, so now if I look at my board the way it's going to be in the machine, go to the front view, everything is laid out the way I want. I know as I put things on the board that they're going to be that way unless I rotate them. So if I start by rotating my board so that I have it as a straight-on view rather than have to sit on the side, tilt my head or something to figure out what I'm doing, this may help some keep their sanity. It's not that people need to change, it's just, okay, I've got this connected line figure that I drew, or I've got this rose that I drew, and now all of a sudden I want to turn it 90 degrees. If I know the kind of board I'm going to put it on, if I know how I want to carve on that board, then if I make the top of the view that I'm looking at the board on accurate, then I won't have to turn so many things after the fact. I'll have it the way I want. And it's just a little tip to help people remember what the keyboard edge is. Turn the board so that it's the way they want to design or draw on it, just to keep their sanity. I hope that helps.